Hey guys, how you doing? This is AJ from Sexy in the City on Soy 6 in Pattaya, Thailand, coming to you once again with your tips, tricks, newbie advice, and general tourist advice about Pattaya. What we're going to talk about today, and a lot of guys have asked me for this, is about the best and worst times of the year to come to Pattaya. And I'm going to break down each month for you with the positives and negatives. Because in my opinion, one person's best time to come to Pattaya might be another person's worst time, and vice versa. So for those of you who have never come, or the veterans who have never come in one of these months, this is for you. So let's start at the beginning of the year. We'll keep it very, very simple. January. So January coming right after Christmas. The first 2 weeks are still true high season. Very busy, a lot of tourists here, people still here from Christmas, kind of settling down a bit after New Year's, and I'll talk about New Year's when we get all the way to December. But overall, I used to always come myself in mid-January, and I enjoyed it because in terms of the town, the bars are starting to slow down mid-month. A lot of the places are starting to be like, oh, everybody's leaving after the craziness of Christmas, and they're so happy to see the people in town. So it's sort of a buyer's market overall. So that's my thoughts on January. The beginning of the month, very busy, very crowded. End of the month, actually it's a buyer's market in terms of restaurants, go-go's, bars, discos, shopping malls, the water parks, everywhere you may go. February. February is generally a little bit of a quieter month with two major exceptions. Number one, in the middle of the month every single year, the American military comes here to run Operation Cobra Gold. It does not disrupt tourists that much, but there will be several days where you have tons and tons and tons of on liberty American military folks running around town. Now they're usually on a curfew, so they're not out all night. They're under strict restrictions, so it doesn't interfere with anybody, but there are a lot of them in town. Also, of course, that's Valentine's Day. The bars love Valentine's Day. There's a lot of single available women in Pattaya that love Valentine's Day. It's a cool day to be in Pattaya. I've also heard a hint that Ajana, a special guest at Sex in the City, generally comes on Valentine's Day. Finally, for February, it's also generally when Chinese New Year falls, so you get a lot of Chinese tourists in town, so maybe a little bit busier. March is a semi-busy month. The only big thing to note in March is St. Patrick's Day. It's a lot of fun in Pattaya. A lot of the Irish bars go all out. There's a Patrick's Day parade in Pattaya. It's a lot of fun. April. April's probably one of the two big ones for this, along with December. April is the Songkran Water Festival. If you look up one of my prior videos on Songkran, just search for Songkran in my videos, I've done a whole video on that, so I'm not going to go into that. But the whole middle of the month, roughly the 10th to the 19th, is the water festival. And because of that water festival, people either love it or hate it. You'll be soaking wet the whole time. It's a huge party carnival atmosphere, but it's not for everybody. If you want more details on it, look at my video. But other than December, it's the second busiest time of the year. So in May is one of the hottest months of the year. The water is finished in April. It's generally a quieter month. It's a great time to come here, but you need to be able to deal with the heat. That's pretty much all from May. June. June is actually traditionally one of the quietest, if not the quietest months of the year. Despite traditionally being vacation time back in my home in the States, here it's very quiet. But if you prefer it being quieter and have a buyer's market of where you can go, June's a great month. One thing I'll let you know, every year, the first weekend of June is the annual Soy 6 Street Party. That's a great weekend to come down to Soy 6, cheap plug. All the bars having parties, events, food, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of available single women. It's a great time to come to Pattaya on Soy 6. July. July is also a bit quieter month, tends to be a bit hot before you get into rainy season. It doesn't rain much, not much about July. August. August is the start of rainy season usually. You're starting to pick up a little bit. August is sometimes a busy month as the start of fall. It does start raining in August. I'm going to talk more about rainy season in the next month, September. September. No major big events in Pattaya in September, other than to know that rainy season really starts getting going mid-month. What rainy season means is every single day, shocker, it'll rain. It's not raining men, well it can be if you're in Boys Town, but it is raining every day. Pattaya has some flooding issues. You may often find that many of the areas of Pattaya may have a foot or 2 feet of water in it, but they flood out very, very quickly as well. October. October is generally the rainiest month of the year. October is Halloween, which is a big deal in Thailand and Pattaya these days. Everybody loves Halloween parties. October also generally has, because of His Majesty the King, may he rest in peace, it's expected to be an annual mourning period in and out of October every single year, so make sure you take a look at those dates online. November is the annual fireworks festival, which is about mid-November every single year. November, it tends to pick up. Last but not least, December, the busiest month of the year. Shocker. Very crowded. As you get close to Christmas and New Year's, shoulder to shoulder walking street, discos, bars, go-go's, absolutely packed. If you enjoy crowds, you enjoy being around a lot of people dancing, having a good time, partying like rock stars, it's a time for you. If you're not into crowds, not going to be for you. Keep in mind in December, there's a countdown festival almost every year in Pattaya in the last 10 days or so before New Year's. This is everyday concerts on the beach, massive Western, foreign, and Thai artists having them, tons of food markets, festivals, there's silly string going everywhere, there's frickin' fireworks going everywhere. It's a great thing to see, but same as Songkran, it's a love it or hate it thing. Prices do go up. Finally, to end this week's video, throughout the year are different Buddha holidays and different religious holidays. On those days, bars, restaurants, go-go's, discos, etc. generally close, and alcohol sales are against the law. I recommend you Google closure days or Buddhist or religious closure days. I may make a quick, easy video in the future, like a minute, listing the one for each year to let you guys know what's going on. Finally, cheap plug, I've started a podcast. I'll post the details on this YouTube video as well. For those of you who prefer just to listen, the podcast is a lot more informal, telling my stories and things about Pattaya, some funny anecdotes and things like that. I thank you guys for tuning in. You have a great week. Take care.